Welcome to Global CEO Magazine, where we feature inspirational leaders who are making waves both locally and globally. So today we are very excited to be joined by Dr. Samantha Rathnayake. He's a senior faculty member of the Postgraduate Institute of Management, University of Sri Jayewardenepura. Thank you for joining us here, sir. It's an honor to have you here with us. So without further ado, let's go right into the question, because since you're dealing with management, I'd like to start off with it. So it's important that we find the distinction between leadership and management, and I've seen there's a lot of debate going on about this. So what is your take on this, Doctor?
Oh, wonderful. I think good way to start, Nadi, this question. Both management and leadership is one of the long-lasting topics, the debating topics in the world of management and businesses and so on. But putting it to a simple perspective, management is, we can simply say, it's a process. Of course, there is a process of planning, organizing, leading, controlling kind of integrative process, which is targeting towards bringing the efficiency, effectiveness. Is all about end of the day management. Management is having a predominant role of orderliness, kind of say higher prediction towards delivering, making things in order. So that's the kind of thinking in management. Whereas even though leadership is part of that, the other side is leadership is all about inspiration, instructing, influencing, making and getting into a big picture, into a visionary journey. So that's what I think the simple way to put it to a perspective, we can say leaders build houses. So they get those the big picture into a reality, whereas managers' job is to keep the house in order, like housekeeping, may I say. So leaders, we can argue that it's like more having a bird's eye view, big picture, summit view, whereas managers more or less keeping the things in order. But end of the day, both are vital. In countries, we have seen if the leader and the respective down the line heads are keeping the management in order, so that is what the ideal combination. So there is management in leadership, there is a leadership in management. But end of the day, what matters, leadership is orderliness, management is orderliness, leadership is inspiration and put into the next. If I give a last kind of example, it's like a checker and the chess game. The checker game is higher predictability and analytically sound good, but still that is not enough. But the world business, how do we work? There is no more chess game. So we have no intention to kill the opponent leader. But the idea is what? Get them to bring a competition into result. So more or less leadership towards more chess game type, management is more checker game type. Both are important.
So, Doctor, you just mentioned about results. Now, when it comes to management, it's about getting action, getting results. But I've noticed that a few individuals use the words outcome and output interchangeably. So, I think they give off different meanings. So, what do you have to say on this?
Oh, that's a fabulous question, Nadi. Now, getting into this area, even though in our day-to-day language, as you rightly said, that we are interchangeably using this output, outcome, output. But the scenario is, the subject-wise, we can say something called results-based management. This is called RBM. It's not regular in our day-to-day language. But putting the whole idea into a simple perspective is that in most cases, we are very much talking at the policy, looking at the initial idea, initial actions. But we hardly look at the result side. So that's why even from the national level, political fronts, when it comes to discussions, what we are seeing at multiple fronts, we can see that a lot of big ideas, but that getting into action is quite not connecting. So particularly you use these two words, the outputs. Now this clarity is absolutely required. Output is anything which is countable, measurable, quantifiable. that if that measuring nature is not there, that is not an output. And that output may have the short term, mid term to long term. And the output is all about getting that quantifiable, countable, specific, measurable numbers. So that is very vital. As a result of that, through our actions, if we can get our impact, the qualitative impact which you are going to generate, that is the outcome. So if I give you one or two examples, in a business line, we have all the key deliverables in our business fronts in organizations. So if someone is focusing on those are all outputs. And as a result of that, your efficiency, your effectiveness, your engagement, resilience, satisfaction. So these are the things resulting, generating as outcome. So end of the day, when it comes to management, leaders, I think they should start not from just ideas. They should start with what is the expected output and outcome. So if you focus on those output and outcome, then you can set your journey. Then you can work towards that. But what is happening in most cases, like we casually discuss about outcomes, which are qualitative, which is important, but that is not adequate. I think that is where even these political leaders in the current context are having the same challenge. We can talk, but how we are going to translate this into action, which is quantifiable. As a result, what the outcome you want, what is the quality impact you want to generate. I think that's what the clarity, that's what you are asking.
Yes, doctor. So you talked about the outcome and the output, and these give different meanings. So for an organization to define these properly, you need proper leadership within the organization. So it's very important that you take different leadership recognition initiatives for motivation, for growth of the organization, because it's important you train the next generation leaders for the future of the organization. So what is your approach to this, and what do you recommend that organizations do to take these initiatives to the next level?
Oh, I think that has a very much profound meaning of in the context that we are in the background of Global CEO magazine point of view, not purely from that angle, but we can look at what you are trying to answer. Let me try to figure it out. It has two aspects, Nadi. One thing is organizations from their point of view, of course, they need people who can inspire, people who can transform, people who can take the organization to next level. So which is, we can say step by step, or rather pipeline, and getting a skill set, value set, and the whole new applications growing from an individual person to a multitude of nature of running the organization. So that's one journey step from that angle. But in that light, from the organization point of view, of course, those who are emerging, those stars can be recognized. But organizations do require an outside-in perspective. So in that sense, my second facet is where organizations such as Global CEO and other institutions should come forward and see in line with the country's growth, country's development. So are respective these emerging leaders doing a significant thing? So then if they can recognize that, and if they can give that recognition into understanding their significant role and recognizing, so that is being celebrated. So that is required. So that is the motivation which you are talking about. So motivation is all about getting into that persistent pushing for people to do better and better. So then what you are doing yesterday, if someone can change, come out with a new concept, new application, new value addition, that's what the country is looking for. So in that journey, leadership recognition is a vital element in the whole picture.
So still on the topic of recognizing leadership, Doctor, recently there was a great initiative under the 45 Under 45 award. So would you like to speak a little bit on that? And I'd also like to ask you, how important are these initiatives when it comes to developing our nation, moving forward as a nation, and what do you think is the role that these initiatives play?
I think that's an excellent kind of a connect of your question has a lot of implications because I'm not just praising the organization which I'm interviewing at the moment, but what I have seen that in a typical context we recognize, we give them awards, and we will look at their significant role, as I said previously. But at the same time, what may happen that the connect, bridging to take them to the next level is somewhat lacking in most cases. So in that sense, what uh, this organization has done, they took all these all the direct participants, and as a panel of judges, so I also one of them. So like we were also invited. Why not go to a one best practicing kind of a industry place? So that is well recognized multinational practices. So taking them and staying there for about half a day and looking at how they are setting their goals, how they are putting those goals into objectives, how they are setting their strategies, how they are bringing out those tactics, like the entire management practice of the planning to organizing to the getting entire the work practices, different approaches for their leadership, how the different business clusters are being organized, and some fascinating controlling compliance measures. That was amazing. So the entire experience, the ability to ask those questions, and that would give them a real eye opener. And because these leaders are coming from diverse sectors. Now sometimes they are emerging, but at the same time they don't have ample opportunities to go to other places. So they can visit industries, but this would be a groundbreaking initiative. I think more and more such initiatives are required for us to go to the next level. That would be the kind of a game changer for them. I'm sure this organization would continue similar initiatives by taking these diverse leaders. So two things happen, Nadi, from that. One is opening their horizons into absorb those best practices, but at the same time they are getting a fascinating opportunity to open up the new vistas, new practices in their respective organizations. That's how I see this initiative.
Yes, Doctor. So, with these initiatives, you can take a society, you can take a nation definitely to the next level. And it's very important that we focus on this. It's important that we have great entrepreneurs and businesses in the nation. So, one initiative of Global CEO magazine is to let the people know about this ever-changing world of business, because it's important that the people in the society, it's important that they know about this. So what is your role on, what is your view on the role of a business magazine?
Oh, I think this always close to my heart kind of a question, that because in respect to organizations, Nadi, what's happening, most of us are now, apart from my intervention in an education institute, but in other occasions we can see that they are keep on engaging in more doing. So they are very much keen about their business targets, annual targets, competition, and driving for business results, so setting objectives and meeting people. So all sorts of business challenges are the ones which are encountering in our respective business settings, irrespective of the industry. So what is happening when such say very pressurized, very intense competitive lineup, we might I would say tend to forget or tend to find time to get other like excellent learning insights which are available in the business world. Sometimes the answers are within our vicinity, but still we have no time. So business magazine or even a conversation of this nature would bring a lot of handy insights into the context, so that diverse personalities, some are like CEO chairman level discussions, some are well researched articles, so some are focus business advisors. So those are all encapsulated into one basket. So that's a magazine. So when you glance through those key insights, then this is I can say, rich basket in your hand. So magazines are always kind of bringing you setting your direction and picking those points and take the next step. And so therefore magazine is always bringing a invaluable, very rich insights basket to your doorstep for you to pick some of them and practice quite easily and comfortably.
Wonderful. So that brings us to the end of this very productive conversation, and we got to hear all about Dr. Samantha Rathnayake's experience, his expertise on this subject. So we got to talk about leadership, management, and how we can take our country and the society forward when it comes to leadership and when it comes to the area of management. So thank you very much for joining us here today, sir. It was such an honor to have you here and have a wonderful discussion with you. So stay connected with Global CEO magazine for more inspiring interviews like this. Thank you very much for watching.